Kwamis, the source of power in the miraculous universe, each with their own abilities and powers. Every time I see one, I think to myself, are these just the 2010 Tamagotchis? Or the 2020 Pokemons? Just saying, Disney, that Pokemon rap went pretty hard back in the day. Hello to all three of you watching this video. Today I'm doing another ranking video on, you guess what? Miraculous Ladybug. I know all of you can't wait for me to talk about a show that gives you more blue balls on a relationship than a pastor's daughter. At this point, either a shut 'em off plan is gonna work, or I'm gonna make a non-Ladybug video. Today, as stated in the title, I want to talk about my three favorite Kwamis of the show. This video would have probably been best made after the season 4 finale, when we saw the Kwami powers. But hey, we didn't need to wait 20 years for Finding Nemo sequel, but we still did. Hey, I'll be rating these on a myriad of factors, mainly looks, abilities, and other aesthetics that I like about the Kwami. Please like and subscribe, and remember, this is my video, so expect some garbage takes. I'll be waiting in the comment section if anyone has got any problems. I'm just saying. So the first Kwami I would like to talk about is the Snake Kwami, known as Sash. Looks-wise, the Snake Kwami isn't the best looking Kwami, or has the best looking looks for the user. I'm not gonna lie, looks-wise, it ain't doing it for me. And I've learned anything in life, that most snake costumes never look good unless it's in a dragon form. Like, in my honest opinion, he could be in the bottom half of the design of Kwami users in my mind. The user, when he puts on the Snake Kwami, looks like he could be the sixth guy from this older Cartoon Network show called Hot Wheels Battle Force 5. The show in which people try to do parkour in their cars. I'm not kidding. Also, why is there women a harp? Is that because Luca's the music guy? Do snakes make music? Do they just be slithering to their own beat? I mean, I've seen Rick and Morty. I know snake jazz be good. Also, I ain't scared of no guy with a harp. I'm more scared of the dog Kwami and that ball of theirs. What you gonna do with me with that harp? Put me to sleep? You can't hit me because I know that harp heavy, my guy. At least make the weapon more related to a snake, like a whip or a venom attack. The main reason I do like the Snake Kwami is, one is his ability. You could argue out of all the possible Kwamis, the Snake Kwami is probably the most powerful. Pretty much the ability to rewind time by 5 minutes. It's a wild ability when you really think about it. No matter how bad the situation, just use the Snake Kwami and everything's good. Post-nut clarity kicks in, but it won't for much longer. Just to prove that point, on the 100th episode of Ladybug, Imperial, Shadow Moth had actually won, like ring the alarm, and the time it took to release 3 Fast and Furious movies, he actually won, and was making his wish, and we learned what happens when someone finally makes a wish in the show, with the cat and the Ladybug Kwamis. The world literally gets destroyed, since in order to rewrite the world for the wish, you have to recreate it, and scratch over everything that's been created first. Such as, if you've written something in pen, you have to scratch over it if you want to write something over it in pen. At this moment, with all their backs against them, the world ending, maybe the angels were about to descend, the end times beginning, and the only hope was the 3-inch 2020 long-lost Pokemon, Sash. The only thing they could rely on was a Snake Kwami, because no one else could do a thing. Pulling a 2018 LeBron and put the team on his back. The thing that I also like about the Snake Kwami is that it is involved in a lot of interesting plot development. The first example was when it was first attempted to be given to Adrian by Ladybug in a Despair episode in season 3. And let's say it ended pretty badly with Adrian. Like Promised Neverland season 2 or Shaq taking a free throw bad. Adrian used the Snake Kwami about 20 times and failed terribly each of those times. This could actually be the reason why Marinette never actually gives Adrian another Kwami till like the season 4 finale. Technically, with a caveat. Because before anyone says anything, he did give Adrian a Kwami in the season 4 finale. It was technically given to Felix, aka Fake Adrian. And it was probably only given to Felix due to Shadow Moth's plan. Let's not forget, Shadow Moth pretty much affected the whole city, so that everyone in the city would be more likely to make mistakes and taking risks, including Ladybug. This would cause Ladybug to choose Adrian, since she was prone to take more risks, with Adrian failing in his last Kwami venture in his Despair episode, as stated before. This is the only reason she would really give him the Kwami also, because he was the only one in town not affected by Shadowmouth's risk plan. You also have the fact that Luca found out the identity of the Ladybug and Cat Noir. It would talk about other plot developments that the Snake Kwami is involved in, which at the time was really wild. He found out because he kept repeating time and time again in the Wishmaker episode, and was the only other person that I know that knows the identity of the Ladybug and Cat Noir users beside the Bunny Miraculous user, due to traveling through time and so many different dimensions. The Bunny Miraculous user probably knows how to cure cancer at this point, due to all her traveling. I remember when Luca found out at the time, all our thoughts went through my head like, is Sash gonna tell Marinette? What's gonna happen now? So many plot points could be made. What are you gonna do now? And then season 5 happens. So season 4 had its own priorities to deal with. Like airing season 2 episodes out of order. Just saying. Wow, I don't know why Psycho Comedian and Quilene were aired during that time, even though they were season 2 episodes. But really, they were dealing with the cat block situation. Instead of all these amazing plots they could have done with Luca, they just ship him off in the world to go with his dad to protect him, which was dumb, since Shadowmouth can still akumatize him. It's not like his powers are only usable in France. Just look at the Miraculous movies in New York and China. And his dad's the biggest star in the world, so it won't be that hard to find him. Going back to the Snake Kwami, and what I like about it, it also seems to be the leader of the Kwami sometimes, and the voice of reason for the show. For example, on the show, when they were planning the Kwami Solstice event, when they all got together, he was the one to convince Tiki and Plaid to leave the users to come to the event. There are also scenes in the episodes in the show when he's the one to explain things to Marinette or Shadowmouth, more specifically Shadowmouth in season 5, which shows the leadership and the voice of reason skills that the Snake Kwami has. The next Kwami I like to look at is the Tiger Kwami, aka Roar. First off, I like the design of the transform user. It's probably top 5 in my opinion for all the users' costumes. There is, however, only one form we've seen so far, which is when Julika transforms. There are some designs, however, I do like on one user more than compared to another user. For example, I like the Marinette Cat Noir form more than I like the normal Cat Noir form from Adrian. Maybe I just like Route 63. I might just be weird like that. Maybe when Shadowmouth with the tiger, it won't be that good looking, or the tigers are just that amazing. It's probably why I like about it the most, when looking at the factors I'm judging the Kwamis by. According to my research, since it was hard to tell in the show that the tiger premiered in, which was Crocodile in season 4, the tiger's power is to use clout to release powerful punches and attacks by gathering energy in the user. Pretty much on some My Hero Academia with some All Might and Deku stuff, with all for one and one for all abilities. I can really hear the, oh no, it's too late. For those that don't understand, the Toyega Kwami is pretty much a Shogun Jump protagonist and turns the user to one. The user gathers the energy within them and turns it to a powerful punch on some men from Hunter x Hunter, Chi from Dragon Ball Z stuff. Not only that, if you watch the episode, Julika is calling out her attack names as she's doing these attacks, which I really like. It's also very interesting and ironic that Julika ended up with the Tiger one, since, let's be honest, she's the most quiet character in the show. She literally has an episode where we find out she has never been in her class pictures for years. That's how quiet and unnoticeable she is. You pair that out with the loudest, most outspoken Kwami, and you have irony when you think about it. She's out here shining like a Naruto protagonist, like a character from Demon Slayer, insert Beaver style, with random number and cool sounding name. Just waiting for that Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha reference in one of these episodes. Maybe in its finale of this season. The next and the last Kwami that I would like to talk about is the Rooster Kwami, looking like the main character from Chicken Little. Now you can't unsee it. I mean, at least the Tiger got a full episode. This Kwami had a screen time debate between and shared with 10 other Kwamis on this debate episode. This also makes it hard to tell what it does, to the point that I had to pull out a trusted resource. A trusted resource. So his ability is the ability of sublimation, which if my chemistry knowledge is right, is when you go from a solid to gas, like CO2. Congrats, you just learned something. Man. I'm really a nerd. His ability is really to gain any desire to use it once in order to win a battle. For example, in his premiere episode, Penalty, he made some of the superheroes invincible or did other things that could be used to win the battle. Also, the rooster uses a fountain pen that we haven't gotten to see much use of, or really even used barely, but it can apparently be used as a lot of things, such as a communicator, a snorkel to breathe underwater, and a weapon, which is nice because a lot of Miraculous users don't have a weapon themselves outside of their ability, such as Kenor having his stick outside of his cataclysm powers. The actual design is okay. I mean, you're talking about a guy here who fashion sense is just buying 3 copies of the same pants from Walmart. It's the middle of the pack for me. Like a 6 out of 10 isekai anime that comes out every season. In any case, if you're wondering about my actual rankings of these 3 Kwamis, by anyone, I mean that one person that's still watching this video, first would be the Tiger Kwami in first place. It has a pretty good costume design. Its power is also very anime shonen jump in a sense. The next second favorite Kwami of mine would be the Rooster Kwami, because the design is okay, but its power is really interesting. It reminds me of how Ladybug powers are used. Her lucky charm gives her something that she can use to win the battle, but she has to figure out how to use it. Yusa has to do the same thing. Even though his powers can create anything, he can only use his powers to create things that would help him win the battle, which are still limited in a sense. So it's always interesting to figure out how he has to figure out how to use his abilities to win the battle. The last is the snake. As I'm going to say, I'm not that fan of the snake's Kwami design, as stated earlier, as let's say the other users. It's more of I like the other 2 Kwamis more and what they bring to the table. It does also suck with the snake the amount of time you have before you rewind where the snake doesn't come back to you. So let's say you rewind the snake 20 times. That's 100 minutes of time added to your life compared to everyone else, which had no time added at all. Which is kind of sad when you think about it. Like there's an episode in which Luca has to use the snake Kwami like 500 times to crack open a safe. Imagine all that lifetime that passed through him. So it looks like we've made it through. How many of the Kwamis you agreed with, or are ones that you felt that I left off? So that's the end of the video. And remember, Shadow Mom still hasn't had a successful plan yet. Goodbye.